I'm back. And it's hot as hell up here in my filming room. And I'm getting a little tipsy. Why not? You guys, let's test some new makeup. I'm going to tell you where I've been, what's been going on, because it's been a doozy. I got a little basket here of new releases. I'm trying to see what's in frame and what isn't. We'll leave the timestamps in the description box in case you guys want to skip ahead to any particular product per the usual. It has been exactly, let's check to see when my last video was posted, shall we? 13 days and 8 hours ago, but I've definitely been gone longer than that. It's been longer than that since I filmed because I was pre-filming before I left for my cross-country trip. I will tell you guys all about it. Let's get into it. Okay, it's a little bit later in the day, so I have the brightness turned up just a little bit because it's, oh my gosh, it's after 7. It's 7:14 and it's on a Friday. Who knows when I'm gonna get this video posted? Oh, goodness gracious. All right, let me share with you guys what's on today's agenda. All these are new releases, but a couple of them have been out for just a minute, at least one thing. But I still want to try it in today's video, in tonight's video, whatever video this is for you. So I got the One Size Oil Control Primer. It's the Extreme Mattifying Alkaline Primer. So we'll test that today. Again, I told you it's a little bit later in the day, but I'll come back up here before, it's a Friday. I don't have to go to bed, you know, at like the normal hours. So I'll come back up here at the end of the night so we can kind of check this and the setting spray that I have. I don't have a new base product, but speaking of setting spray, I got the Ultra Matte Setting Spray from Moira Beauty, all day mattifying and shine proof. Lightweight fine mist spray that sets makeup all day. We'll see if that's true. If you know me, you know that I have combo to oily skin and much more oily during the summertime in this Florida humidity. So I'm always looking for mattifying things, and boy, I tell you, it's hard. I sweat through pretty much everything. For the eyes, I caught one of the Couture Mini Clutch from YSL. This is one of the new, I think it was 3 or 4 color stories that launched. This is, I think, like 2 months old, a month and a half at this point. They released additional color stories from the original launch. So I got Over Dore, I think is how you pronounce the color story, in 800. Another one from Moira Beauty is the Glow Shot Liquid Highlighter. I got one of those shades, and I got this one. I know this one is probably the oldest release in here. It's one of the staining lip oils from Kulfi. I've been meaning to try that. I got 2 of the stacks from Nudestix. You guys, that's very exciting. I got 2 shades actually, Love and Roses and Barely Nude. They did come with the stackables that have, I think, the trio where you can get the bronzer and the highlighter, but I didn't pick those up because those I think retailed for, I want to say like over 50 bucks. But these were, I don't know, in the $20 range, so I felt good like getting the blush formula because I really like the blush formula from Nudestix, basically all of them. And then some products from Ilia. I got one of the Sunshift cream bronzers. Look at this giant thing. I have actually never fallen in love with an Ilia product, and I haven't tried much. So I saw these and I was like, oh, this is like totally a launch I would like, so I'm gonna give that a shot. And then the Light Shift cream highlighter. I'm talking so fast, I don't know what's going on, you guys. It's this alcohol, that's what it is. All right, join me, let's get into it. This is a rum chata. So it's like rum and some, I just like these tropical ass drinks in the summer. My son is already downstairs screaming his brains out. Did I mention it was Friday? Okay, let's start with the primer. This retails for $34. Matte finish, best for oily skin, long wearing, vegan, non-comedogenic. Is supposed to tighten the appearance of pores and extends makeup wear for up to 12 hours. This is 1 fluid ounce. The last One Size primer that I tried didn't do it. Like, it really didn't do anything to extend my makeup wear or keep me from getting oily at all. It was in like the aluminum tube. It's washing it out, I'm sorry. It just didn't do enough for me. I think I still have it, but I'm hoping that this does what I was hoping that one would do. This is just a plastic squeezy tube, which is, ooh, too much just came out, which is really nice. Here's what the consistency looks like. It's almost like a peachy color. This feels more, you know, kind of like a silicone base is what this kind of feels like. Definitely looks like it would fill in my pores. I'm gonna target it in my nose mostly, I think, just to kind of see what it looks like if it really does reduce the appearance of pores. It's super lightweight. It almost feels hydrating. Like, it doesn't feel silicone based, where sometimes silicone based really feels mattifying. This actually feels like more hydrating. Oh, I just got it on my lip. It actually does fill in the pores pretty nicely. It's not the best pore minimizer I've ever used, but I will say that I do like this consistency so much more than like a super, oh my gosh, you guys, it dries down like so fast. It's sunk into the skin and it's almost like completely dry. Like, look how it's like sticking. I can't even describe this. It's a powder finish is what it feels like. I guess that's the alkaline. Yeah, It's like a full-on powder finish. Does it look like it's like reduced to my pores, like maybe a little bit? Oh, it feels powdery. It feels kind of cool and soft actually. All right, I'm interested to see how this works. I just did the T-zone. I don't have a new complexion product, so I'm just gonna throw on in my project pan my Dior Backstage Face and Body. Oh, it's almost like tight on my face. Yeah, it feels tight. Original foundation, the original version of this. And I'll tell you a little bit about where I've been and what's been going on. So before I left, I talked to you guys a little bit about I was going to take a cross-country trip and I was gonna go to California, from California to Florida. So I was moving my grandmother here. I had been on a house hunt for her. You know, she had been living alone in Roseville. She's 85 years old, by the way. And her and my mom are estranged. They do not speak, so it is what it is. I don't want to get in the middle of it. But my grandmother, it's got to be like super tough and super scary to be 85 and to be living on your own. And she was so far away. We hardly ever had time to like see her. My kids couldn't really see her that often. And I thought, you know, when you get to this point in your life, like how many opportunities do you really have to, like how many more opportunities are there going to be to see your family? And she was on a reverse mortgage, okay? That only lasts for so long. If you guys know what a reverse mortgage is or you don't, like look it up. It's okay for older people. I mean, it's designed for older individuals, but I feel like it's almost predatory in a way. Anyway, let's not get into reverse mortgages. So on a reverse mortgage, you know that like there's an expiration. It doesn't go forever. And then once it's over, I don't really know what happens. I guess maybe you have to start paying your mortgage. This stuff is like, the foundation is like sticking to this primer on my hands. Oh, it is super powdery, you guys. It definitely feels like tightening my face. Wow, I can really feel it tightening my pores. It's kind of funny. It's kind of cool. I hope it controls my oils. That'd be great. So anyway, had been looking to move her hair, but that's a really big deal. So we got the house, we hadn't closed on it, but I still had to get her out of her house because she had already listed her house. It got an offer like super fast and she had like a, I don't know, maybe a 30-day close. And it was like a 20 or 25 day over here. I didn't get the house even before her house closed. So it was like this race against the clock. So she was going from like, you know, a nicely manicured senior residential area with HOA fees and HOA rules in California. That's like a newer part of Northern California. Very nice. To Florida, which is a much older state. There's a lot of older homes. There's no zoning the way that there is in California. That's a little bit of ahead of the story. So anyway, I had to fly to California, help her pack up, be there when the movers came to load up the truck, and then her and I stayed around until we got the check for her house, and then we left. We traveled across country from California to Florida. I think it was like 2,800 miles in total. And it took me 4 days. Well, it took me 4.5 days. So it was 4 nights. And then the 5th day was like a half a day. I ended up getting her around like 2:30, somewhere around there. But anyway, she had 2 dogs, 2 little Malteses, and her, who is 85, going from driving about 11 hours a day to a hotel, back to driving 11 hours a day. Again, just cross country. It's super hot. The very first day we got a rock that hit the windshield and the crack just kept traveling like the whole trip. I was like taking pictures, like marking it with my finger like on the inside of the window to see how far it was traveling during the day. It was a riot. It was an absolute riot. Okay, let's go into this eyeshadow palette. I did pick this up from, oh my gosh, where did I even buy this from? I can't even remember. I've had this for like a little while. I think I got this before I even left. Anyway, it's the Couture Mini Clutch. Where it launched, I don't think was Sephora just yet. I don't think I picked this up from Sephora. It's Color Story 800. When these came out, I want to say like 6 months ago, 8 months ago or whatever, people were saying that they really liked the quality of these. I've never trusted a YSL eyeshadow formula, but this might have been their first eyeshadow formula launch, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, when the clutches came out, people were saying that they were really good quality. So when this color story came out, or when this set of color stories came out, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. And this one looked really pretty. I really like this like sparkly shade over here. These colors, these mattes, I mean, they're super similar, but you know, for like a neutral everyday palette, it's great. So let's test this out. I'm expecting luxury quality, which to me is, you know, nice, just not overly pigmented. While I do my eyeshadow, you guys, I'll tell you more about what has been going on. Shall I? I'm using that lighter shade as a transition shade. I'm doing something like fairly simple. So we got here with pretty much like no issue, I don't think, but the timing was terrible. Her house like sold a lot faster than I thought it was going to. So not only did I not have a house, because the house that we had anticipated getting, like, it had issues, like it had solar panels that they had put on it. I forgot concealer entirely. We'll do concealer after the eyes. It was like a lease agreement. You know, they basically signed up for the solar panels just for the sake of like trying to sell it. And they were like a 40-year lease. And at the end you didn't own them. And so we were like, we're absolutely not taking the lease over on these solar panels. And so that house fell through. And so it was like a race to find another house. And so we didn't close on the house until like 2 days after we got here. So that was drama. I had to put her in a hotel. But anyway, the little Maltese dogs and an 85-year-old woman across country, just the two of us in hopping from hotel to hotel. It was nice though, because the way that I booked the trip was that I looked for hotels that accepted pets. And the Wyndham, you know, they're not like super high end or anything, but they own like Super 8s and Quality Inns and the La Quintas. And they all accept pets. So I downloaded their app, and they actually like let you plan your trip from destination to destination by how many like hours you want to drive during the day. And then once you pick that, then it allows you to pick like the hotels closest to the stopping hours of the day. So it was actually pretty cool. So I was picking like 9 hours a day, and it wasn't getting exactly 9 hours. It was sometimes doing like 8 hours and 45 minutes, 9 hours and 45 minutes. As close as I think it could get to, I don't know, like a decent hotel, I'm pretty sure. I'm just using that deep shade in the outer corner. Yeah, they're pretty similar. And honestly, they're looking a little warm toned back on camera, but only that lighter shade looks warm toned in person. The deeper shade looks pretty cool toned. Anyway, they're not the nicest hotels, but it's good because they're all, you can walk the dog right out. They all have like little area for a dog. You don't have to go through the lobby, up the elevator to the rooms, which is like sometimes so much drama when you have dogs. I'm just gonna go into this shimmer with my finger. I'm gonna swatch it. It's so soft and creamy. It's pretty. Like, this is a nice, very everyday shimmer with a nice sparkle shade. Is like, honestly, like a nice touch. Anyway, so those hotels that are like that make it super convenient, because all we were doing was unloading, and I was literally carrying everything in, and I was carrying everything out and loading the car every day. We were getting there like super late. We would like eat something sometimes, then we'd get up and we'd go to the free breakfast, then we'd load the car back up and we'd leave again. And I mean, it just felt like, I think the second day was terrible. The third and the fourth were definitely like a little bit better, but it's still really hard, I'm sure, on an 85-year-old. I mean, it was hard on me, but she can't walk very well. So I was doing the dogs, and I was doing all the unloading and the reloading, and you know, it's like 1,000 degrees. At some point, it was like 115 degrees probably Texas was like the hottest, because we went through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, a tiny bit of Alabama, and then we got to Florida. And Florida, we were in for the last day. We got there like the night before, driving through the Panhandle. How come this was more pigmented on my right eye than my left? I don't know. I'm just making a mess here. These shimmers, or this shimmer, is so freaking creamy. It's actually really nice. I feel like the trip was pretty successful. We closed on the house 2 days later. Here's that sparkly shade. Oh, come on, focus. It's really pretty. I'm gonna throw it on top. Like 2 days later, and then I think the day after that, the movers arrived from California, and they were doing the unloading. You guys, it was like record heats here, and everybody had the doors open, and there was like 6 people in the house at all times, and we were all just like pouring sweat. I mean, it was honestly just absolute nightmare chaos. We got it in, but we moved from like a 1,400 square foot house to like an 816 square foot. It was a lot to cram into a little space with a 1-car garage. Oh, that glittery shade is quite glittery. Okay, that's pretty. Very pretty, just plain neutral everyday palette. I like it. I'd love to see how long it lasts, and it's also on unset eyes. So we'll come back up here and we'll do a check-in. Anyway, I gotta do some concealer. But here's the kicker, you guys. As easy as the trip seemed overall, it wasn't bad. We didn't run into any real issues. My mom had gone into surgery, a spinal fusion surgery, on the 30th, which had been rescheduled from the 16th. So I thought she was gonna be done with her surgery so that we could help care for her before I left. Or at least, you know, she was walking again or whatever by the time that I came back. Well, it got postponed. So she was literally going into surgery the day that I was flying to California. So that absolutely sucked. I was like on pins and needles, worried that everything went okay. The surgery took longer than expected. The spinal fusion one was on her L4 and L5. She had 2 major falls in the last 3 years that I feel like she kind of ignored a little bit, Mom. You know. I'm going in with the LYS Triple Fix Serum Concealer because I can lay this on pretty heavily and it usually never creases. And we all had our to-do list. Like, someone had to take care of her dog, someone had to take care of her cat, her plants, her this, her that, go to the hospital, check to see if she was okay. So basically my husband had to step in all this stuff in my absence and go see my mom in the hospital. Also, there was that storm that hit us too, which was, oh my gosh, Deborah? What the heck was the storm? I'll pop it up. I wasn't here, but we were so worried that we were gonna hit it as we were coming back, because we were coming back into the state the day that it was like between Tallahassee and Gainesville, and we were driving like directly through it, and fortunately it had passed like just the day before, because I'm like, look, if I'm driving through the storm, I'm driving through the storm. I gotta get home. You know, just absolute chaos. We're done with the eyes. Let me throw on some mascara. Might as well. I'm gonna throw on the Ami Collet mascara. Collet. Come on, Carrie, talk. So by the time I got back, I feel like my mom was doing pretty well. She was in the hospital. She was waiting to get approval from rehab. That ended up getting denied. She ended up going to a nursing home. That was absolutely awful. And she was like, you guys, it's so hot and it's so loud here. Can someone just come check on me? So I like jumped in the car and I got over there, and like the door was all locked. I couldn't even get in, and I'm like shaking it, and I go inside. It smells like doo-doo, and I'm like, Mom, no, let's go. Do you need to stay here? She's like, nope. And I was like, all right, let's leave. So I took her home, and then a day later she got COVID, or COVID presented itself, and she was out of it. You guys, it was crazy. And everything was going wrong. You know, the kids started school right in the middle of that, right? Like August 12th, just this last Monday. So we had to do back to school, meet the teacher. We missed the sign up for the before school and after school care. So I have been having to pick up my son. My husband's been having to drop him off. We've got all these classes have resumed, the extracurricular activities. I couldn't get my daughter enrolled in homeschool in time. So she's just, I don't know, in limbo. My grandmother just moved in. Everything's breaking. My mom got COVID. You guys, it has been, it's been crazy. It's been absolutely crazy. I'm running around basically all day, okay? Don't tell anybody. But I literally feel like I haven't had a break in a month. And I mean, it's everything. My grandma will be texting me, the dryer stopped heating, you know, the used dryer that we bought. Well, I'm headed to my mom's house to do my hour-and-a-half chores over at her house and make sure she's taking her medications and check on her and see if there's anything that I can get her. And that's while I just picked up my son from school, and we did a half an hour in the dreaded car circle because I can't send him to the Y because he's not signed up yet. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to work. Meanwhile, I get there and my grandmother's tire is completely flat, and we have that appointment at Safe Light in the morning to get the glass repaired. I mean, you guys, I couldn't make this stuff up. It's been constant. Like, it's just not stopping. But that's why I'm drinking. I should have gotten drunk sooner. All right, let me powder. Should I powder first before I put this setting spray? I'm gonna use my Dior Backstage Powder No Powder. I looked on their website recently, and like, I knew that there was a lot of talk about this going away, but it didn't go away for the longest time. And then when I checked this last time, it was gone. I don't think it's the longest setting powder, but I still do really like it for how smooth it is. And it's pretty natural finish is what I would say. Like, it's not too matte and it's not matte. I think I have 2 of these. I have one that I've panned and I have this one. So I feel pretty good about the stock that I still have. I'm gonna throw on a lip balm really quickly. This is just one from Kiko Milano. All right, let's go into the Moira Beauty setting spray. I will throw up on one of the other side of me to show you guys the price because I'm not gonna pull it up, but it's the Ultra Matte Setting Spray, lightweight fine mist spray, all day mattifying and sweat proof. Shine proof, sorry. We will see. We'll see. I think this primer is actually doing like a decent job. How dried down it got on my face gives me really high hopes. You know, one size is really good for super oily individuals, but that last primer I was not a huge fan of. Nice large size. What size is that? 3.3 fluid ounces. I don't know if it needs to be shaken. It's supposed to be a mist. That was a good mist. I'm drenching myself in this. It's a very mild scent. The mister was A+. Let's give that a second to dry. Yeah, so my daughter she ended up getting expelled, or I pulled her out. I don't know which came first. I don't know. Potato, potato at this point. It's been a roller coaster with her, I tell you what. That's a whole other story that you guys don't want to hear about. Anyway, let's go into these Ilia. Let's start with the bronzer here. Okay, I was actually super excited about this if I told you guys. These retail for 38 bucks and they're 0.27 ounces. They come in 4 different shades. I'm sure I got the lightest shade, which is Ray, which is a warm golden bronze. Oh, dang. Maybe I didn't mean to get this shade. Eclipse, which is the peachy bronze, honestly might have been better because I love me a peachy or a red toned bronzer. This is supposed to be a blurring, ultra blendable, non-comedogenic bronzer that shifts from silky cream to weightless powder for a sun-kissed warmth for up to 12 hours. Green tea and microalgae. Plant-based squalene. Skin that looks like skin. This, I believe, came with a sculpting brush, or they already had a sculpting brush out. What did this call itself? Like the coppery bronze? This looks like a cream to powder formula, just based on like the texture of this. It's actually a little bit harder than I thought it was. And oh my gosh, you guys, it's straight up metallic. Look at my finger. It's like metallic looking. Do you see that like metallic shift? It's pretty though. It's actually not too orange and it's not too deep, but there are only 4 shades in this. I do like a bigger shade range, honestly, when it comes to bronzers. And also I like when they do like cool tone, warm tone, cool tone, warm tone. You know what I'm saying. I can't even get words out of my mouth. I'm just going to place it all over. Well, it's super simple because it's a cream to powder formula. It's more like, do I like the metallic finish and do I love this shade? I don't think the shade is bad, and I honestly don't dislike the metallic finish. The thing is, like, look how much it emphasizes the texture. The brightness is turned up pretty damn high. Let me change that. Hopefully I just didn't screw up like the whole video and have it too bright. Anyway, this is much better in terms of the brightness now. So anywho, can you see how it emphasizes, oh, this cheek, like the texture on my cheeks? Like, look at right there. How much you can see it because that metallic finish. Was I expecting it to have that much of a metallic finish? No. It doesn't bother me. I think the shade's a little bit dark, not necessarily orange. I even think it's more like golden, you know, not like too orange. It's more golden. I think I'll have to sit with the depth of the color of it. I think that's probably the only consideration. Because honestly, I don't mind that it's metallic. I didn't get that from the pictures that it was gonna come out metallic. But I love the formula. I love me a cream to powder, especially when it comes to a bronzer. Okay, you guys, let's get into these Nudestix stackables. They're called the Nudestix Stacks All Over Color Blush Balm. And they come in what looks like 8 different shades. And there are 3 shades that are already sold out. A rich warm terracotta is sold out, the warm nude peach, and barely nude. So one of the shades that I have, the neutral warm rose tan, is sold out, but the rest of the other 5 shades are still available. These retail for $24. Okay, I was right. I thought they were 25. And they are all magnetic, so this package is like sticking to itself already. Good reviews. A magnetic, multi-stacking, and multitasking blush compact that clicks to create your custom color cloud collection. Okay. Gelled emollient complex contains moisture and barrier protection properties. Green tea, which is supposed to diminish the look of signs of aging. Rosehip oil, rich in vitamin A, moisturizes and contains the properties that diminish visible signs of aging. Okay. All right. Great. Good stuff. Good. And I love the Nudestix formula. I love the Nudies Glow Core. I love the Nudies Matte. Haven't tried any Nudestix product that I haven't liked. All right, I'm interested to see, does this just pop off? What happens here? Okay, I couldn't get it to pop off, but I got it to, oh, they slide intentionally. Oh, it has to be in the correct way. Otherwise, like if you're doing it from here, there's no magnets on the sides of it, so it only has a magnet at the top and at the bottom. Okay, there you go. And so it kind of like slides on, like it's here and back. Okay, it's pretty cool. And the product is pretty like small in the middle, you know? It's like a lot of magnet, definitely a lot of magnet. 6-month shelf life, made in Canada, and it has a 0.09 ounces. What was this one? Love and Roses, which I don't remember what the description was because I didn't read it. But we're gonna do one on either side. Let's swatch this. This feels like a cream to powder formula also. You guys, look how blurring this is. It's not balm-like at all. Not in the sense that I think of like a balm having a little bit of extra emollients, something that maybe gives you like a hint of radiance. This is like a fully matte balm. I mean, it's dry. Like, look how dry that is. It's a fully cream to powder formula. Let me get maybe a little bit of a denser brush. Just coat the poo-poo out of it and get it on there. There goes my son. Squealing. He's a squealer. I'm really patting it in. Like, it's not emollient enough to kind of tap on. I feel like I'm swiping quite a bit. It's a really, really dry matte formula. So it's nice and blurring. It blends in very evenly. Like, is the other one quite as dry? I'm interested. Here is it untouched. This is the Barely Nude shade that's sold out. This feels way more emollient, but still also super dry. Okay, you guys, it's not at all what I was expecting. Not ready for this. I feel like you're really gonna have to build up the pigment if you like it pretty intense, because this is definitely more on the subtle blurred side. It's not at all what I was expecting. It's so powder-like though. Like, if I didn't know this was a cream, I probably would think it's a powder. Like, if I just saw it on someone's cheeks. Because look how, it's not flat, it's just really powdery, really, really dry cream formula. And there she is. Just keep going. It's cute. You can keep them separate or together. I likey. All right, let's go into this Light Shift Cream Highlighter. If it's anything like the bronzer, it's definitely gonna be more on the cream to powder side. 38 bucks, that's pretty expensive again. Only 3 shades on this, and it's that 0.27 ounces, and it's a luminous ultra blendable highlighter that shifts from silky cream to weightless powder, delivering natural radiance for up to 12 hours. I just feel like this is gonna be on the more sheer side, okay? It's Ilia, anyway. Which I was super shocked to see, like this super metallic golden sheen from the bronzer. But 38 bucks is a lot. This is in the shade Glint, by the way, which is soft champagne. There it is there. Nothing like overly remarkable. Slightly more emollient than the bronzer. Here it is swatched, like right there. Super subtle. Let's rub it in. Ooh, if you guys like a super subtle, super skin-like highlighter, I think you're going to love this because this is more on the subtle side. I'm taking a Rare Beauty Soft Pinch blush brush and I'm gonna tap it in because I do think that it's gonna require a little bit more of a dense brush to get this on. It's a little bit of a drier formula, but also it's not super intense. That's it. That's really pretty. No sparkles. No sparkles. I didn't think Ilia would put sparkles in. They take up a decent size of this pan, I'm not gonna lie. But there's not a ton of product here. But wow, this is actually very nice. Like super natural. It's not like disturbing the blush underneath it, but it's pretty pigmented once you get it on the blush. Like, it's definitely like taking over the cheek, you know? A little bit on that side, maybe. Maybe I'll kind of just tap the blush back on over it. It's hard to see. I can see it better in the viewfinder than anything else. I actually really like both of these Ilia products, and I think that I'm gonna end up enjoying like using them. I'm like starting to get flushed. I've almost finished this off. Oh my gosh, you guys. I meant to do the highlighter from Moira Beauty. Let's just do it. The Glow Show Liquid Highlighter in the shade 001, which I can't remember. What was that? No name other than 001 on here. I do love me a Moira Beauty product, I tell you what. But these liquid highlighters, they're just not my favorite, but I figured if anyone was gonna do a liquid highlighter good or well, it was gonna be Moira. This is bright. There's no glitters, but it's super light reflecting. It's kind of got an oily texture though. It definitely feels oily on the hands. I wanna take a spongy sponge. You know what? I'm going right onto the cheeks. I don't care. For the sake of testing new makeup, let's do it, shall we? Oh, you guys, that is bright. That is crazy. I did not do the greatest application, but it's definitely bright. It's like an oilier texture, so it's pretty emollient, but it's still like almost on the drier side. This is not a texture I have ever tested a similar texture before. I feel like I've tried, I don't know, a dozen of these liquid highlighters that are like this in the past, and I don't have anything that kind of comes close. And this is so like milky colored that it's super light reflecting without being sparkly. It's kind of cool actually. Like, it's not bad. It's just super different. It's unlike any of these other liquid highlighters. Juvia's Place. Oh my gosh. The Made by Mitchell one. I don't even know. I could go on. I might actually end up liking this, and I kind of like the shade too. Like I said, milky, but it's not as icy blue as I thought. It's more like champagne. I don't know. It's kind of a cool color. Is kind of what I'm getting at. Who knows what I'm even saying this many sips in. All right, you guys, let's wrap this dang thing up, okay? I know I've been filming for like much too long at this point. Let's go into the Kulfi. Lassie Lips. Okay. Staining, long-lasting, hydrating lip oils. It looks like it comes in 6 different shades. One of them is sold out right now. I got the Tamarind, which is the mauve medium brown. I'm hoping that I like that. Did I say that it retails for $24, which is pretty high? It's a smooth staining lip oil that goes on glossy, leaving a perfectly pigmented stain that lasts with one swipe and won't feather, flake, or transfer. I mean, it has decent reviews, like 4.5 stars, moisturizing and long wearing. So it's like, I'm imagining those Rare Beauty lip oils, which there were like a stain underneath, but they kind of remained glossy, but they were a little bit on the thinner side. You know, when it comes to Kulfi launching new products, I honestly get quite excited. Like, I didn't get this as quickly as I could have, but I really do enjoy Kulfi products. Yeah, that's exactly what this looks like. This looks like the Rare Beauty, in quote, lip oils that came out. It's a nice, like really cool, pointed, but like flat, angled doe foot. It's different. It's nice. This is more brown than mauve to me. It's supposed to be like a mauvey brown, mauve medium brown. I don't know if I'd call this a mauve at all. Does it say that it's supposed to be like hydrating, moisturizing, and long wearing? Well, I'm interested to see how long. Okay, I feel like this is one of those that doesn't like go on like super evenly right away. You gotta like move it around the lips to get an even application, especially when it's like as pigmented as this one was. All right, let me show you the stain. There's this stain. Again, more brown than mauve. I mean, it definitely like looks brown in the picture, but I don't know. I was kind of hoping that it was a little bit more like mauvey. But I guess I could have got for Sorry, which is berry, which is also what I have in their bullet like satin lips, which is so good. But this is cool. It's pretty. It's just not even. Like, it just doesn't give me the impression that it's like an even pigmentation. So I'm not as excited as I thought I was gonna be after putting this on. You know what I just realized? I never bronzed the forehead, so let's do that. I don't know if I want this like super metallic finish on the forehead. I will often say like, I want matte on the forehead and I don't mind if it's kind of metallic on the cheeks. That's good enough. So far I have good thoughts about everything. I think that YSL is definitely like, you're getting luxury, you're getting YSL. I don't think this is gonna be my favorite YSL product, but I don't think it's a bad quad. Everything went on really nicely. Blend like perfectly. Everything was perfect. You heard me talk about everything as I went. I want to sit with this makeup for a little while. I know that it's on the later side now. What is it, 8:03? I'm going to sit with it for a couple of hours. I will come back up here at the end of the night to give you guys my final thoughts. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video so far and that you'll stick in with me for the check-in. Bye for now. Welcome back, you guys. It's not a full check-in. It's only been 3 hours. 3 though. The lip product is mostly gone. I'm not impressed with the Kulfi lip stain oil thing. It reminds me a lot of, again, the Rare Beauty lip oils. Lassie Lips Staining Lip Oil. It stained my hand more than my lips, although I did eat. I also did change my shirt. I'm literally ready for bed from the neck down, okay? It is like after 11 o'clock. I think it's like 11:11. I don't have my phone. Somewhere around there, 11:15. But I had to do this check-in. Do you guys see this? Like how mattified my T-zone is? There's nothing that I've tried to combat my oils as good as this. It's like, it even feels different. It kind of even changed the consistency of the foundation. Like, it has made this such a matte finish on my face. Like, I can't even get over it. I think the setting spray, like on top of it, like combining both of these together, it almost looks like just like a little dry around my nose even. Not terribly, but this is mattifying, okay? This, I'm gonna be wearing this every day. I will give you guys an update in my speed reviews, which will be coming in like just a couple of weeks because I've got so much stuff that I tested for July and I didn't get to do the speed reviews in the beginning of August because I wasn't even here. So I'll throw this in there. It'll be in there and I'll give you more of my updates, but holy smokes. It's like I didn't get oily at all. Like nothing happened. It was great. It was awesome. I went outside like a couple of times just to do a couple of things, but I wasn't really sweating. Again, the AC's on, I'm inside. It's a little bit later in the day. It's not like it's cool outside, okay? It's like 85 and 95% humidity, so it's still gross. It's almost like it got like a little bit drier on the nose, which might be really good if I start sweating. Then I can really see, like, does it break it apart now that the foundation is laying on top of it? Or do my oils, like, meshing with it, like, make it look nice, but don't make me sweaty? I don't know. It's, like, right here where I can kind of tell that it got, like, a little bit dry. So I'm interested to see what it does, like, on a full 8 hours wear test. And I apologize that I didn't do a full 8 hours wear test. I meant to do this video earlier in the day, but you guys, this is the first time I've had any chance to film anything in forever, and I wasn't gonna get a chance to do it over the weekend, so I wanted to slip in here and do this. And really, I only had a couple of hours to test this out. Aside from that, the blush still looks really good. I'm really digging the highlighter. The more that I wear both of these highlighters, the more that they like sink into the skin and look pretty natural. And I was like resting my hand on my face and I was doing all sorts of touching. I really like the tone of the bronzer as it sits more. It's a little bit more red and golden than it is like an orange stripe, so it's really nice. This highlighter from Moira, I actually really like, and it's completely dry. It's not glittery. I really liked the eyeshadow. I thought it was fun. This is like a golden palette, but that sparkly shade was pretty cool. I liked everything except the Kulfi lip product. This didn't do bump kiss for me. I'll have to test this on its own without the primer because I feel like I felt the primer so much more than I felt really anything else. Like it just had its unique texture that I could feel on my skin even when I put the foundation on top of it. Now, I'd love to hear in the comments below some of your thoughts if you tested any of this stuff or if you were thinking about testing any of this stuff out. If you guys aren't currently subscribed, I'd love to see you subscribe. I'm out of here and I hope to catch you all in my next video. Bye guys.